My name's Thompson. I'm co-founder and CTO of Autoxchange. We have created a new marketplace for B2B sales within car manufacturing organisations and car leasing firms. And we're facilitating those deals through a mixture of different types of technology. So the standalone software as a service solutions with the big cloud-based solutions, but also we're implementing part of the solution will include blockchain. So we're looking at different ways that will produce a bit more transparency to the transaction process, but also improve speed and obviously just the mutability and the legal side of it to improve the whole customer experience.
Mm-hmm. So where do you think the future of blockchain will go in the next few years?
Crikey, I mean, who knows? The interesting thing is obviously there's a lot of very smart people working on it. So I think what we see now and what we're going to see in the future will be, quite different. The exciting fundamentals of blockchain, the distributed ledger technology, we're talking the ability to view the openness, that transparency of the ledger system, I think is very useful, very helpful. But again, with blockchain, with any other technology, you need to ensure, well, is it best fit for the task that needs to be done? So, round pegs and square holes. Just because it's blockchain doesn't mean that it's better than an already existing solution. You need to be able to look and see what performance requirements you have within the organisation, and then attributing the correct technology accordingly. I think blockchain in the future, I think there's a lot of noise about it. I think there's a lot of industries that have been slow on the pickup of the opportunities that blockchain will use. So I think there's going to be a lot of change. I think there's going to be a lot of important innovation in that area.
Mm-hmm. So, Satoshi Nakamoto, author of the Bitcoin
I don't
white
know him
paper.
Personally, no.
Well, that's a question actually. So hypothetically, who do you think he or she or they looks like? Do you think it's one person, a group of people? Where do you think they're from?
I don't care. What I do care about is the concept behind it. The ideas of using a more transparent way of highlighting what transactions have been done. Now, obviously, that's going to be hijacked along the way. It's the ideals when it starts are very different to the actual principles that actually come about. I mean, if you look at the internet, the way that was meant to be when it started, and where we are now with it, it's obviously completely different to what was imagined. And I think with the early innovators within the blockchain area, or with the, as you mentioned specifically with Bitcoin and that side of things, I think what the initial thoughts were very different to where it is now. Is it one person or a group of people? I don't know. What I like to think is that the community and the way it was generated, when it came about, I hope that the whole vision of what blockchain would bring to financial services specifically, I'd like to think that actually stays true.
Mm-hmm. And how did you first get interested in tech?
Crikey, well, yeah, obviously university, then after that programming, then obviously, I've always found that side of things very interesting. I like the way that it's become much more of an open field, where when I first started on this tech career, it was very much, you kind of like sat in almost like a battery head type environment where you're shoved next to a computer and left for like 6 months on end and then expect to come up with a magic egg. Whereas now there's a lot more cross-contamination in terms of getting other people involved in the architecture, in terms of the end customer expectation. When you're starting to work, and collaboration is becoming much higher up the list. Not trying to create everything yourself, but looking at other partners, business partners, and to improve the effectiveness of actually what you're creating. So it's constantly evolving. It's fantastically interesting to some, maybe a geek like me, but hopefully to the wider environment. There's so much opportunity for to benefit society as a whole, but also I think it enables people who didn't have the opportunities they had before. I'd like to think it's quite democratizes society. If you look at Africa, the fact that there's a lot of people who are banked, but they don't need to be now. They're able to access funds and loans, microloans, which they would never have been able to do. The opportunities to improve people's lives in terms of education, in terms of information gathering, communication, is fantastic. But obviously that comes with some downsides as well, so that needs to be kept in check.
All right, great, thanks. That's a good summary.
Okay.
So just a couple of fun questions to finish off.
Fun questions, wow. Okay.
So, what's your favourite place in the world to travel to?
I've been very fortunate to go to Japan quite a few times. I love Japan. Just love it. Go to Japan.
Did you see some robots there?
Saw robots. There's just fantastically, genuinely decent people. I was travelling a lot on my own, so they was asking me if I wanted to join them for dinner. Imagine that in the UK, unlikely. But just generally, just decent people. Fantastic environment. So Japan definitely would be one of my top spots. And
And what's your favourite movie?
Favourite movie? Crikey. I don't watch a lot of movies. I read a lot of books. So sadly, I can't say anything recent that's been a great movie. I'd say the movie I've seen the most, Some Like It Hot. I am a little bit of an old romantic. I find black and white is quite fun. Ball.io.